Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Bison Information Network here at NDSU. I'm Demontra Cole, and here at Bison, we cover all campus, local, Fargo, and national news, beginning with NDSU Distinguished Professor retires after 30 years. Grab your coffee, your tea, your desserts, and yes, maybe even some tissues. Stay tuned. We'll be back. Please join us for a special farewell concert and retirement reception honoring Dr. Joanne Miller, Director of Choral Activities here at the Chalice School of Music. The concert is this Sunday, May 5th, 2003 at 2 p.m. NDSU Festival Concert Hall. This performance marks the final concert for Dr. Miller before her retirement this spring. She will conduct the concert choir in a program that showcases her artistry and dedication to choral music. The retirement reception immediately following the concert. It will be in the festival hall. Join us as we celebrate Dr. Miller's remarkable career and accomplishments here at NDSU. There will be light refreshments and an opportunity to share your well wishes and express your gratitude for her. Dr. Miller has been an important part of the NDSU music faculty since 1989. She has conducted the concert choir, she's taught undergraduate and graduate courses in conducting and choral literature, and inspired countless students over the years. In February 2023, she was honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award in the Choral Arts by the Midwest branch of the American Choral Directors Association. Bison Nation, let us bid farewell to Dr. Joanne Miller with a heartfelt thank you for her gift of music. Congratulations on your well-deserved retirement. Bravo, Dr. Joanne Miller. A quote from Charles Kingsley. Be good, sweet maid, and let who will be clever do noble things, not dream them all day long, and so make life, death, and the vast forever one grand sweet song. Former NDSU professor and current North Dakota poet Denise K. Lashmadier will receive an honorary doctorate of humane letters at the 10 a.m. commencement ceremony on Saturday, May 11th at the Fargo Dome. She has been involved in education for 44 years as an elementary teacher, principal, and professor, earning her bachelor's, master's, and doctorate degrees from the University of North Dakota. Dr. Lashmadier is a retired associate professor from the School of Education, Educational Leadership Program here at NDSU. Her published work includes Dragonfly Dance, Thunderbird, Bitter Tears, and His Feathers Were Chains. Here at Bison Nation, we say thank you to Dr. Denise Lashmadier and congratulations on your honorary doctorate. The Fargo City Commission candidates held their first debate of the election season on Tuesday night. The 2-hour discussion hosted by the Flag and WDAY covered a wide range of topics affecting the city of Fargo. Key issues discussed included infrastructure and transportation. Candidates discussed plans to improve roads, bridges, and public transportation. Economic development, they shared their visions for attracting and retaining businesses here in Fargo. Public safety, candidates outlined their proposals to address crime and enhance community safety. Affordable housing. They discuss strategies to increase the availability of affordable housing options. Community engagement. Candidates emphasize the importance of listening to the residents and involving them in decision making. Also, the city efforts with regards to diversity, equity, and inclusion. The debate provided valuable insights into the candidates' positions on these and other important issues. It also gave residents here in Fargo an opportunity to hear directly from those seeking to represent them on the City Commission. A Fargo man returning to prison after having sex with a 14-year-old co-worker. A recent case involving Damian White Bird, a 33-year-old man from Fargo who had been sentenced to 20 years in prison for having sex with a 14-year-old girl in a Fargo park nearby 2 years ago. Whitebird, who was previously sentenced to 10 years in prison for the attempted murder in 2013, was released from prison in March of 2022. However, his recent actions have led to another lengthy prison sentence. Whitebird worked with the victim at a Fargo restaurant, and he entered a plea of sexual imposition, acknowledging that there was significant evidence to convict him. In 2013, Whitebird was found guilty of locking two men in his apartment and attacking them with a table leg and a sword. This case serves as a reminder of the importance of protecting our children and ensuring their safety. As parents and guardians, we must continue to remain vigilant and proactive in safeguarding our children from potential harm. We encourage you to have and open and honest conversations with your children about personal safety and to be aware of the people they interact with both online and in person. Today, we celebrate the legacy of Indian American poet and scholar Mena Alexander during Asian Pacific American Heritage Month. Mena Alexander was an acclaimed writer whose works explored themes of migration, identity, and the experiences of women of color. She was born in the Allahabad, India, but spent much of her life here in the United States. Alexander was a distinguished professor of English at Hunter College and the CUNY Graduate Center in New York City. She wrote poetry, prose, and scholarly works in English. Some of her notable poetry includes Illiterate Heart, published in 2002, Raw Silk, published in 2004. Raw Silk includes a poignant series of poems that reflect on the events of September 11th and their aftermath. Mena Alexander's writing has received critical acclaim and has been translated into multiple languages. She was the voice for the underrepresented and a powerful advocate for social justice. We remember Mena Alexander as an influential figure in Asian American literature and a champion for diversity and inclusion. Her work continues to inspire and resonate with readers today. May we honor her memory by celebrating the rich contributions of Asian Pacific American authors during this Heritage Month. Morehouse students and faculty object to having Biden as commencement speaker. The Atlanta and Morehouse community has expressed deep concerns regarding the decision to invite President Biden as a commencement speaker at Morehouse College, as members of the Morehouse community have strongly condemned the president's support for Israel's ongoing violence against Palestinians. The Faculty and Staff for Justice in Palestine, Georgia, has issued a statement urging the college to cancel Biden's invitation. They warn that hosting the president will alienate donors, prospective students, and promote protests over the ongoing atrocities in Gaza. At a town hall meeting, students voiced their concerns about Biden's visit, emphasizing his insensitivity to the suffering of Palestinians. President David A. Thomas responded that the administration will not withdraw the invitation, which had extended before the Israel-Gaza war escalated. Before protesting for Palestine, we must address the systematic racism and inequality that plagues the Black American community in Atlanta. Let us demand reparations for the centuries of oppression and violence that have been inflicted upon us. Mayor Andre Dickinson and Senator Warnock, as elected officials representing the black community, have a moral and ethical obligation to address these issues. However, their actions have fallen far short of what is needed. The black community in Atlanta faces a disproportionate burden of poverty, violence, and health disparities. The lack of affordable housing, access to quality education, and job opportunities have created a cycle of systemic oppression that has been in the community for blacks for generations. Mayor Dickinson's administration has failed to prioritize these issues. His focus on economic development has come at the expense of addressing the root causes of poverty and inequality. Senator Warnock, while vocal in his support for social justice, has not taken meaningful action to address the specific needs of the Atlanta black community. The time for platitudes and empty promises is over. The community of Atlanta needs concrete policies and programs that will uplift the black community and create a more just and equitable society. While we respect the Morehouse students' concerns, we urge them to reconsider their focus. It is crucial to prioritize urgent needs of the Atlanta community. There are women and children living in tents on the streets, facing homelessness and poverty. I urge you to demand that Mayor Dickinson and Senator Warnock take immediate action to addressing the following issues: increasing funding, affordable housing, and rental assistance, invest in equitable education and job training programs, expand access to health care and mental health services, implement community policies that build trust and reduce violence, addressing that systematic racism that permeates our institutions. The black community in Atlanta deserves better. Well, that's a wrap for news here at Bison Nation. Stay tuned for sports and the weather report. I'm Demontra Cole, and thanks for watching.
No kid deserves to go hungry, but try as they might, not every family can afford to put food on the table every day. That's why the Great Plains Food Bank and their partner agencies work every day to bring food to our hungry neighbors. Every dollar donated can provide 4 meals for those in need. Go to greatplainsfoodbank.org and donate today, so no kid in North Dakota ever has to go hungry.
My name is Becky Parker, and I'm a news anchor at WDAY-TV. I graduated from NDSU in 2010 with a degree in journalism, broadcasting, and mass communication technologies, and then I had an emphasis on broadcasting. Principles of broadcast production and advanced broadcast production. Those were favorites because they were the most relevant for career experience. You're calling people for interviews, you're writing an article. It doesn't just feel like an assignment, it's like actually doing it. I was the news director for the first full semester of the Bison Information Network. The BIN advisor here was very much invested in me to actually have a career in broadcasting. He helped me get my internship and my first job. The people in NDSU's Department of Communication are really interested and helpful in getting students the connections that they need in order to get a job beyond school.
The NDSU Bookstore, where every true fan and alum goes to get their pride on. Gear up with a variety of high-quality t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and more. Made by top-of-the-line brands like Under Armour, Nike, and CI Sport to help you show off your Bison pride. The NDSU Bookstore has everything you need in your 2 favorite colors, green and gold.
Welcome into this week's Sports Report. I'm your host, Vinny Anderson, and this will be my last report. Let's get started. First, we head off on the Diamond, where the NDSU baseball team hosted Omaha this last week. NDSU hoped to continue their 3-game winning streak as they headed into the series. The Bison lost the first game in a close one, 6-7. The losing streak continued as they lost the next game 3-6. In the last game, trying to avoid the sweep, they tied with Omaha with a score of 2-2. This Bison did not have the stretch of games that they wanted this past weekend, and they hope to turn things around when they travel down to Iowa City and face the Hawkeyes. This game is happening right now, and you can watch it on Big Ten Plus or listen to it on Bison 1660. Now, moving on to another team that has struggled on the diamond with the softball team, as they hope to snap their 8-game losing streak with hosting Kansas City. The series did not go to plan for the Bison, as they lost the first game 0-4, but then finally broke a 9-game losing streak and won 11-3. Although that streak did not make it out of the second game, the Bison lost the series and the third game 5-10. The struggles the Bison have been facing are terrible, and they hope to get back on track when they head down to South Dakota and start their series at noon on Friday. You can listen and watch it on Summit League Network. Now, if we are changing our helmets and bats for visors and clubs, we can see that the NDSU men's golf team played in the Summit League Championship. In this championship, the Bison as a team placed 5th out of the 9 participating. Although there were some lows, the Bison had one high, as Ian Simonich took 3rd place in this event. The order of the winners goes: Misa Fuller taking 1st place from Kansas City, Preston Richardson representing Oral Roberts, and a 3-way tie as North Dakota State's very own Ian Simonich tied for 3rd place amongst Luke Honor and Nick Lamont. Congratulations to Ian for taking the podium. Speaking of podiums, NDSU men's track and field went to the U of M. They were coming off a hot season and hoped to show everyone in Minnesota what they got. And they did just that, with Quinn Roll running a personal best in the 1500 and ranked 10th on the NDSU all-time list. Jacob Van Desseldorp cleared a 4.97 meter to win pole vault. Paul Olson and Hunter Merkley placed 2nd in the high jump and long jump. As men's track and field does not stop there, as this past weekend they went to Drake in Iowa. The highlights from this event was Matt Kraft taking runner-up in the javelin throw after throwing 70 meters, Trey Henrich, Bryce Anderson, Logan Matthew, and Brock Jensen placing 5th in the shuttle hurdle relay, running a 59 seconds. As that was all the highlights from the men's track and field, the main highlight and one stole the spotlight in women's track and field, and that was Nell Graham. Nell Graham continued her outstanding season with running a personal best of 2 minutes and 9 seconds in the 800 meter, the fastest time by the Summit League athlete this year. Going from running to jumping, Grace Emmeth run the long jump with a mark of 6.05 meters and won the triple jump with a leap of 12.05 meters. Now, speaking of Graces, turning to the other Grace, Grace Van Erp set a personal best in the triple jump of 11.79 meters for 2nd place. After the women's track and field team drove to a total of 250 meters to Des Moines, Iowa, NDSU had another meet in Drake, which again, Nell Graham dominated and won the title for 400-meter dash and a time of 52 seconds. Now, Graham wasn't the only one who dominated, as Bailey Derps ran a personal best in the 100-meter hurdles, moving up on the Bison's all-time list. Now, the Bison had the Summit League Championship, but that will be placed on May 9th, and hopefully they will break more records. Now, that is a record time for the quickest and best that I've ever done sports. Now moving on to a nice, beautiful weather that we have outside. Henry, will it stay this nice, or will it be bipolar on us once again.
Hi, NDSU. Today is 67 degrees with overcast skies. Dew point is 21 degrees Fahrenheit, and humidity is 17%. Sorry. Winds are coming from the south at 8 miles an hour. Moving to our hour by hour, it's going to get cold throughout the night, NDSU. You better want to get those blankets out because it's going to be 65 all the way down to 47 by 6 this morning. Skycast is also faring. Sunrise 6:22, sunset 8:28 p.m. 14 hours and 6 minutes is total sun. Our moon phases, we had a waning gibbous today. April 23rd, we have our full moon, and May 1st, which is also today, we have our third quarter. Today's almanac, we had a high of 73 and a low of 46. Average temps on this day in the past were 62 and low of 38, and record temps was a high of 97 in 1959 and a low of 14 in 1890. Sorry. By the way, happy May Day. It's May. Average, as you can see here, we're expecting a lot of heat coming up from the south. You can see here, Texas, we're seeing temperatures in the 90s in northern Texas. You're seeing places in Appalachia along the Appalachian Mountains going up but I can never get the handle of this thing. As you can see here, Appalachian Mountains, we're seeing a lot of heat. 80, even into places like Michigan and Wisconsin, we're seeing 70s. 81 in Detroit right now. While up here, we're experiencing pretty normal temperatures this time of year. 60 degrees. But in other parts, we're seeing a lot of cold fronts in this country, mainly this one coming down from the northwest. 30, 46, 47, 56, and all that stuff. We are expecting more rain. After an already wet week, we are expecting even more rain. The next 48 hours of rain, we're about to get about less than an inch of rain. So a little sprinkling here and there. To the 7-day forecast, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's gonna get cold. 60 tomorrow, 50 Friday, Saturday and Sunday with 48 and 46. Better get those sweaters back out of storage, I know. Thursday, we're expecting snow, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's gonna be mostly to partly cloudy all day. Moving to the rest of my 7-day forecast, Monday we're expecting a thunderstorm with 71 degrees Fahrenheit, and this is when it's going to jump in weather, because Tuesday we have 78 and Wednesday 71 again with low of 51, with Tuesday being more rain and Wednesday finally seeing some sun. So it's not the greatest start to finals week. If that's an omen, who knows? We'll have to find out, won't we? National days. Today is National May Day. Happy May 1st, ladies and gentlemen. It's Skilled Trades Day, School Principals Day, and National Law Day. And famous birthdays today was Charlie D'Amelio, YNW Melly, Tim McGraw, and Chet Holmgren. So, happy birthday to you guys. And NDSU, have a great rest of your school year. It's finally that end of the year, and I want to say it was a pleasure serving as your weatherman for this year. So roll herd, see you next year.
Thank you, Henry, for the weather report. Happy May, and as you know, what that means, school is coming to an end and summer is among us. With that being said, this will be the last time I sign off for me and the crew, saying good luck on those final projects and tests, and those who are graduating, good luck on your next chapter. And until next time, peace.